Hi guys, welcome to our first episode of A Packing Abroad. It's going to be a long journey for us, trust me. And I promise you guys I'll be bringing my friends, my family, my colleagues onto the show, and it's going to be interesting. So please make sure you stick around. So today, on our first episode ever, I brought to you guys my friend and my colleague to be having a lot of talks, gists about our experiences in a new country. And I promise you guys it's going to be interesting because I know Jeremiah to be an interesting person. So, welcome my friend and my colleague Jeremiah to the show. Yay! Hi Jeremiah.
Hi Lola. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate this invite, and I'm happy to be your first guest.
Yeah.
I sure think it's going to be an interesting convo.
Thank you for honoring my invitation, because I know it's not easy for people to cancel shift or ignore shift for a show. It's not easy. It is not something that people take for granted. You are not on duty or something. You just want to rest. Basically, that is how life here is.
No, but anything to be on your show. I'll take it.
I'm blushing, guys. Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm living. I'm surviving. Obviously, this is the UK, where you have to consider a lot of things.
Yeah.
The weather, the people, and I feel like for some reason we are adjusting. We're trying to merge. We have to merge. We don't really have a choice.
Yes.
At first it was difficult. The weather was challenging. It was a lot challenging, I have to be honest. But now we're here. We are alive and we are healthy. That's the most important thing.
You came into the country as a student.
Oh yes, I came into the country last year.
Okay.
To study project management.
Okay.
In Westminster, University of Westminster.
Okay.
And I actually finished my program last month.
Okay.
And my graduation is happening very soon.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. Well, of course you're invited.
Aww, that's good. Thank you for
you're
inviting me. So, how is work? How is school? How did you combine working and schooling together? How was it mentally, financially especially? How was the experience? Just, in a nutshell.
Honestly, it's never easy to leave your country, to come to a place like the UK, and
more like this is
like you are leaving your country, abandoning everything, closing a particular chapter and then reopening a new one. When I first came here, it was challenging. So many things are involved or were involved. You have to get your P, you have to enroll in your program. You can't even think of job in this scenario, because that's not actually the most important thing. The most important thing is what brought you into the country. So you came in, you have to ensure that all of those things are properly and once you're done with your enrollment, it's not like you're going to wait for like 1 or 2 weeks before lecture begins. Lectures begin immediately. And then you have to go to school, and University of Westminster, I don't know what to say. It is like they had it for us. Like you start receiving assessments from the very first day, doing a lot of research, and at the same time, one gets to know.
You combine your 20 hours with all that.
It was difficult. It was difficult because in this country, you can't even get a job without your BRP.
Yes.
So you need to get your BRP. Getting your BRP is one thing, and then looking for jobs is another thing. Before you can even get a job in the UK, a lot of employers, they are also interested in your experience.
Yes.
Your UK experience,
I know, right?
That one is even key. You have to create your CV or edit your CV in such a way that UK employers need to find it a little bit more attractive, because
they don't want to know that you just came. They are not interested in all those details.
They don't care about all those things. They want to see that you are actually the deal for that particular role.
You don't want to become a burden to them.
Of course. I mean, in every organization, you need to be able to add value to your employer, to the business, to the organization. And if they feel like your CV is not, screaming that kind of personality that they want to fill that position with, they'll just throw your CV away. So it's one thing to get your BRP sorted, get your enrollment sorted, and then your NI too. You can't even get a job without your NI.
You can't.
Now, this is the interesting thing. You also need to wait for about 2 or 3 weeks before you get your NI.
Yeah.
You enroll for your NI, and then you get one reference number, but that reference number is not enough. A lot of employers don't even accept it.
They don't.
So you get your NI, and then after you getting your NI, you get a job. You have to do 20 hours because international students in the UK cannot work for more than 20 hours.
I think in the abroad generally.
Generally,
Yeah, because
you can't work for
I have
more
a
than
couple of
20
friends
hours.
in Canada and they said it's just 20 hours. So I think
So
it's general.
you do 20 hours, you have to go to school. I remember when I first started, my lectures were on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if you are looking for a job, you have to look for a job that will permit you to work on your own free days, either weekends or maybe on a Wednesday, and maybe on a Tuesday or maybe on a Friday. Now, if you're going to be doing your 20 hours, you still need to go for lectures.
I know, right?
Aside going for lectures, you still have to work on assessments. You still have to do a lot of research. Oh, please. It was
draining.
It was draining. It was practically. And my school, when I checked the modules, I saw that. I know that a lot of the other universities, they don't really care about exams. In my school,
Do you guys write exams?
yes.
Really?
In my first semester, we did 3 exams.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
Which is very rare.
We did 3 exams, aside the back-to-back assessments that we were doing.
Can I ask you, how was the exam experience compared to exams in Nigeria?
You see, studying in the UK feels like I didn't even go through school back in Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we know exams in Nigeria, investigators will come, they will to me it's always strict. But what do you think about the place? Is it like strict or
Of
they will
course,
just leave
of
you
course
guys?
it is. Of course it is strict. I feel like we have invigilators as well, where they're going to, this country, there's this level of trust that exists between lecturers and students, where they feel like you're an adult. Please don't come and form my hand. I don't expect you to come in with external materials.
They don't trust us like that in Nigeria. Even if you're 100 years old,
I'm telling you,
they'll still stand beside you.
There's still some sort of level of trust, and even in some classrooms there are cameras, and so they please don't even try it. Because in my school, for example, they frown against plagiarism. They don't want anything that has to do with academic fraud. If they catch you, you're gone.
From ChatGPT to your lecture.
Please don't even do that, because we have a lot of resources available to the lecturers that can actually help them to detect whether your work is AI generated or if it's actually from you. And then with the Turnitin thingy. So it was difficult because your work has to be 100% originality. And if you're not giving all you, they expect you to properly reference your work and all of those things. So for me, I would say that it was challenging
compared to schooling in Nigeria, was it challenging?
There are several. I would say that there are several factors. I loved it here, to be honest, because so many resources that were made available to students,
and it was eye-opening.
I'm telling you, it was educative. Our lecturers they are exposed.
Amazing.
It's also industry based. When you are in class, you guys don't discuss about something that happened in 1970, or you don't discuss about something that existed like decades ago. They talk to you about recent happenings. They find a way to link it to your program, to your course, and then it's more like you are being taught in such a way that you are properly informed with the happenings today. For example, my course is project management, and then we had several assessments on the HS2, which is the railway transportation between London and Manchester. We debated a lot about the possible problems or possible obstacles or the risk involved in the project, and it's eye-opening compared to back home where we are still using a 1970 syllabus. But it was challenging, but yes, it was worth it.
It was worth it. Now that you're done with school, how does it feel?
I feel like I am free.
Just do PhD.
I beg. I'm not. For now, I'm not thinking about that. I have a vision that I want to accomplish in 10 years, but I don't think PhD is part of it. Please.
Are you in a relationship? Or are you married or something? I don't think I know.
I'm not married.
I know that. But I just want to know, are you in a relationship?
There's this saying that if you're not married, you're still single.
Oh, okay. You're trying to play smart. I know! But how has been your dating experience abroad? Dating back in Africa?
Dating is a whole lot of work here in the UK. It's a lot different compared to what we know about dating here. It comes in phases, different phases, where obviously you go on a date with someone, you get to know them. The first date signifies your first date will determine whether you want to go on a second date or whether you want a third date or fourth date or whatever. And then you go on the first date, you get to know that person. In this country, if your first date is not didn't go as planned or don't go as planned, they're probably going to cut you off or block you off. I mean, no time to be checking time. You know.
Give me a second trial. Or let me give her a second trial.
No. I think maybe it also depends on your preference or the set of ladies that you are attracted to or you're going out with. So, for example, if you're dating a woman in early 30s and a woman who only wants to get serious or dating with a purpose,
like she wants to get married, like it's up, like
I mean, obviously, isn't that the goal?
I'm not ready for all this.
Isn't that the goal of most women?
Let's just enter the house and start.
They just when they go on a date with you, like a first date, all they are doing is trying to check if you are the husband material, the perfect fit for the kind of man they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And if you don't tick that box, and then another thing about dating here is that I cannot be walking on the road and then I want to go approach
a
lady. Sexual harassment. I didn't come to this country
to go back home.
To spend the rest of my life in jail.
And they will not even allow you to go back home alone. You spend some time there.
Exactly.
In a very enclosed environment.
It's tricky here. Back home, you can be
driving like,
and then you see one fine girl and then just baby, what's up now?
It's not big deal, really.
That kind of stuff. It's not big deal.
And we feel ourselves when a guy stops up and say, it's like, okay, I'm good.
But here you can't do that because you don't know whether the lady is in a bad mood, and especially if she doesn't like you in return. She can say you're harassing her, and
there's camera everywhere for evidence.
You can't.
You don't even have to hold somebody for them to say it is an harassment, really.
You don't. It doesn't necessarily have to do with you touching them or you holding them. You approaching them without their consent. It makes them uncomfortable, and then if that happens, and they call the British police, Popo is coming to you straight up. You're on your own.
I've never gone on a date before that a guy said we should pay 50-50. I honestly want to experience it because I'm going to change it for the guy. How can you tell me that I should pay money? We should split the bills. No, to me it doesn't sound right.
Well.
But like, how does it sound to you? And have you gone on a date before and you split the bill?
So I would say that there are some women that's actually what they want. They'll tell you.
I'm not that kind of woman.
No, but I'm serious. Let's see. I think it's a Nigerian mentality.
Yeah.
For women to expect a guy to pay on a date.
It's a first date for crying out loud, and you want, and either ways, what's the essence of us going on a date or
the essence of this is of good.
Is either you want to get in between my laps.
So hold on.
I'm not selling myself short. Don't get me wrong. It's either you want to get in between my laps, or probably we see if either ways. At the end of the day, maybe we want to get married, or we just want to have a short thing. The end result is to get into, like in between my laps.
So let's break this down. So for example, you meet someone on a dating site, and see, I usually tell people, see, your first few months of every date is fantasy.
Yeah, of course.
See, you go on a date and then you're trying to impress. You're trying to impress the other person. You're trying to impress the other gender to make the other gender feel or think that you are that or you are this and all that. People are no longer interested in getting to the real deal. But in my opinion, I feel like a first date is basically you going on a date to meet that person, get to know them, understand the kind of person they are, see if they actually fit your expectations, like your relationship expectations. So your preference. So what kind of girl do you want? Or what does she like? How does she handle her emotions? Or what does she do? Or what does she want in a man? You know, that kind of stuff. A man can say, oh, they want a tall guy, and then you show up and then you become a short guy. What happens to that? What happens to their expectations? You have dashed their expectations. So they will make a decision whether they want to go on a second date or whether they want to go on the third date. Back to your question, with respect to paying on a date, I feel like it's largely dependent on a lot of factors. Right. So, for example, if I'm going out with a Nigerian lady, I don't expect her to pay because I'm a proud man. I'm a Nigerian and I'm proud. African ladies generally, no, I'm not sure it's only Nigerians. It depends. How can I go on a date and you expect me to pay? No. Why are we dating in the first place? Is it because I want to pay for you? You're supposed to be a man, and men are supposed to be like, see, this is misplaced priorities. No. Whether a guy pays on the first date or not should not matter. Let's be realistic. I know, but for the fact that you're taking me out on a date and you're a man, that would make me feel like. So what does that suggest? Does it suggest that, oh, I'm going to be a provider, or like you said, what if it's just based on I just want to have sex with this girl? Yeah, at the end of the day, either I pay, either we both pay, either he paid. At the end of the day, that is just the end game. So look at it. There is no single date without you having it at the back of your mind. Like, okay, as I'm seeing this girl, okay, these boobs. When I hold it, no. Well, you have a point. Let's be sincere with ourselves. You have a point. That's the first thing you check. That, okay, men. When this girl is naked, how will she be like? No. Wait. What do you think? Wait. Men are visual in nature. There's no way we'll go on a date and then we won't check. Of course, now. We'll check the back, the front. Okay. This thing will be good on this type of style. I get. That would be what I get. Then we check everything. So why would I want to pay? But this shouldn't be the basis for paying. That is not the basis. But all I'm just telling you is that, as a lady, if I want to have sex like now, it's very easy for me. Do you know? As much as we're in the abroad, that are business, things are easier for us as a lady. I can practically approach a guy and tell him this, that. Not all guys are that cheap. No, you guys are cheap. No, not all guys. No, I'm not cheap. How much? I'm not cheap. One Indomie and 2 eggs. No, somebody said no, just 1 egg. No, I'm not cheap. I'm expensive. No. See, let's be realistic. Not all guys are cheap. Just because I want it now, it's going to happen now. Do you understand? Without me spending anything. But for a guy, it has always been like that for you guys. I don't know, from century. So you guys have to work a bit to get whatever you want. I don't know. I think it has changed. And I think it has changed because now I've gone on dates with different women from different countries. So I've gone on dates with Nigerians. I've gone on dates with Americans. Have you gone on a date with a pure British person? Yeah, I have. How was it? It's different. That's the thing. So for example, you go on a date with a British woman who is self-dependent on herself, who makes her own money, a woman that does not rely on what a man does for her, or a woman that believes in partnership. You know, in Nigeria we have this notion of the man is the head and then the woman is the man has to take care of the woman. No, I think it's different. So if you go out on a date with a different nationality, you would realize that not what Nigerians, Nigerian women believe that for me to know that this guy actually likes me, or for me to know that this guy will take care of me, then he has to pay on the first day. Other nationals don't think that way. They don't see it that way. So you can go on a date. You can go on a date with an American, or you can go on a date with a British woman, and then she doesn't think you have to pay. So, for example, I once worked in a restaurant and in London, and as a waiter, you would see different people coming on dates, and then when you're done and you want to give them their bill, they will be the one to tell you, you know what, we're actually splitting the bill. And then when this thing happened at first, I was like, and they'll give it 2 cards or cash or what? No. So, for example, if their entire bill is £120, they tell you, can we split the bills, please? And I'll be like, as a Nigerian, when this thing happened the first time, I was like, wait, what? He was so cool. there was no drama. There was no.
Both parties they were okay.
They were okay. They would even hold hands when they are going out.
I really want
It
to
is you Nigerians that would say, oh, and the man has to pay, and then if the man suggests it on a date, it's a problem. You know.
I just feel if you want me to pay on a first date, and I'm an African lady, a pure African lady, like you should tell me before we go on a date actually.
So that's the thing. If, like I said earlier,
it's not like I don't have my money. I'm working, obviously. It's not like I can't afford what I ate by myself.
I mean, I totally understand
that.
Tell
me.
I totally understand that. And like I said earlier, I'm a Nigerian and I'm a proud man, right? If I want to go on a date with a Nigerian woman, I do not expect that lady to pay for herself because I understand where she's coming from. Maybe it is me that ask her out on the date.
I know.
And I know that asking her for a date means that I need to understand my responsibility as a man, and I need to understand our expectations as well. I know for a fact that our expectation for a first date is that she's not paying a dime, and I'm totally fine with what I would prefer if I would prefer to go on a date with a Nigerian lady or with a different nationality. I'll leave that to you.
No, finish your words. Just finish it.
I'll leave that to you.
So because you are mixed with different nationality now, you want to forget your roots.
No,
you want to forget your women.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That you spend your life with.
Nigerian women are adorable.
They are amazing.
I know. But you come into a different country, a new country, you just want to get to know about their culture, about their tradition, and then you also want to know the women.
All nationalities in this country, like basically any nationality in this country, anything that you want.
In my class, for example, I had an American as a classmate, an Hungarian, a German, a Spanish, and then if you want to talk about Africa, I had an Ugandan, I had a Ghanaian as a classmate. So it's like a room full of several nationals, and then
actually fun.
It was so much fun. And then when the Indians, when they're celebrating their festival, it's usually interesting because when they're celebrating something, I'm now inclined to
one of the festivals. It was very, very interesting.
It was recently that they celebrated their Diwali.
No, not Diwali. I went for one during summer period. It was very, very interesting. I was following the dancing step and everything.
See,
it was very interesting.
That's the thing. So you come into a new country, you just want to know about the new culture. You want to know the people. So sometimes I'm inclined to go on a date with these women to get to know them. And who knows? And
at the end of the day, any day that you're going to, the one thing that is always on your mind as a guy is, okay, how do I get between our lives? Am I right? I'm right, don't worry.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Well, I mean, of course, there are times where
the only exception is if you don't find that attractive. I know.
I have to find you attractive before even going on a date with you.
But it's just pictures that you saw.
That's the thing. So I go on a date on the first day with you, and then I already had an expectation of how I think she would look like, and then I'm seeing you on the first day, and I'm like, she's bam actually. And to be honest, sometimes you go on a date with the sole purpose of just smashing.
Yeah, of course.
You get, and then, but of course it has to be an agreement between you two, and it's also the vibe. Sometimes first dates end in bedrooms. Sometimes you have to wait for the second date or the third date before it leads to the bedroom. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's still based on your expectation before that first date. So it depends. If you meet a woman and then you say, oh, I like this woman, I want to go in a relationship with this woman, and you go on the first date, your preference or your expectation is different. You're not just looking to smash, right? You're trying to get to know her. But then maybe you go on the first date and then she likes you, and then she's inviting you over. I will not say no now. It's also part of the package.
I know. Do you know what they call black tax? The term called black tax.
Black tax, what's that?
Basically, it's like the money that we give people back at home.
Oh, okay, yeah, black tax, yeah, that's true.
So how do you deal with black tax generally? Because black tax have actually ruled a lot of people, and people will start saying, so after many years spending in abroad, how come you don't have much again? And they actually have a lot, but then they have to squander everything on family members. So how do you deal with black tax being here? Because the moment you come in from Africa to this place, they expect that you should be a billion, not even a millionaire, a billionaire, because they feel you practically pick money on the tree or on the floor or something.
Oh, I think I saw that video.
Yeah, you saw my video.
I saw that video. I saw that video.
Because that is what people think it is here. So how do you deal with black tax? Can you tell me your experience when it comes to black tax?
I think I'm lucky because I'm the last born.
Oh, okay.
I'm the last born of a family of 6.
Oh, it should be easier for you.
Yeah, so for some reason I'm a lucky guy. But then of course I've got nieces, I've got nephews. A couple of days ago, one of my relatives, like a small sister of mine, on a Monday morning, he said, my handsome Uncle Jerry, my rich, sweet, handsome Uncle Jerry. I said, oh my God, they don't come on a Monday morning. Being the show, can I escape this?
No,
Obviously, I knew exactly what she wanted. I knew she wanted something.
That kind of hyping, yeah?
I said, Palumi, please, what do you want? Please tell me, what do you want? Because I don't understand your accolades on a Monday morning. So for some reason, black tax, I think I can say that it's unavoidable for a lot of people, especially if you have a huge family back home. And Nigerians, they have this I don't know, misconception that, if you travel to London or if you go to the US or if you go to Canada, money you have entered, that kind of stuff. And for some reason, I think it's a very, very bad misconception, because a lot of people are struggling here. People are working day and night to make ends meet, to make money, and then all they know is, you're making £2,000. But what they do not know is that there are so many bills involved, so many direct debits, rent, and all of that.
Let me tell you something. I worked in a place last week, and I was almost stranded because it was late and most trainers cancelled. So there's a group. I just put it on that group. Please, who is coming from this place to this place that can pick me up? And a guy actually offered to pick me up. And when I saw him, it was a guy that I've worked with before. And I was like, thank you very much. He's a married man with 2 kids. All of them, they are here actually. And I was like, is he going home, like, from work? He said no, that he has not been home for like 3 days now. From night shift to day shift, that he has his clothes in his car. He has bread and sardine in his car.
Are you surprised?
From night shift to day shift to night shift, he has not seen his family, wife and children, for 3 days. And him dropping me where I was going to is because it's very close to where he's going to do another night shift again. You can imagine somebody living that kind of lifestyle.
You can say that again.
And somebody from Africa should just message you one day and feel entitled, like, uncle, you've been in the UK or US or whatever for like kinikon years now.
You know what I tell?
I want to buy a car. Why can't you buy a car?
You know what I tell people? I just tell people, see, if you have people that are disturbing you from back home, block them. I don't have time for all this thing. Just give them some nice blocking. You can even block them for like 6 months, because see, it's not easy out here. You work morning and night, and then how much are you making?
I was like, are you okay? He said, it's fine. Of course. What do you expect him to tell me?
This is interesting. This is even a challenge.
This
is even a challenge to a lot of relationships and a lot of marriages, especially in this country. If you don't do 9 to 5, and you and your wife, you guys do money and cope
relationship-wise, because you've not seen your wife for like 3 days now, and today will be like the 4th day. How do you guys cope?
Well, I'm not married, but from a relationship point of view, it's hard, because I can't imagine. Let's even imagine I'm married, and then I do morning shift. I leave the house like around 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I don't return until 7 p.m. or 7:30. And then before I come back, my wife has left, or my wife is leaving around 6 p.m. and
you
then she comes
just
back.
Meet outside or the train station.
Maybe that one is better.
Like that
one is better, right? There are some people, they don't even meet at all. They have to use different train stations to go to their respective place of work, and then sometimes they have to come up with like a plan. Maybe I do 3 days, you do 4 days. So there are times that they don't even see for 5 days in a week.
Oh my
so
God.
what happens to the affection, the intimacy that should exist between partners?
Those are the things that make relationships grow better or something. You know.
Are you surprised? Are you not surprised that relationships are crumbling?
I know. A lot of people, they will just come into the country and in less than 6, like, okay, the highest like a year, they will be talking about breakup. They'll be talking about regretting knowing each other. Like, you guys have been married for years in Nigeria. How come you guys did not regret knowing each other from Nigeria? How come you guys are regretting here in the abroad? What is going on? What is the problem? What's the root?
So with that, that one is very interesting because you see a couple with 3-4 kids back in Nigeria move to the UK, and on getting here, back in Nigeria, maybe the husband was the provider, like he was the sole provider, and then he was the one taking care of the family, taking care of the wife, taking care of the kids. Even if the wife is working, maybe she's not making as much as the man, and then she's forced to be submissive to the man. A lot of marriages in Nigeria don't even depend on love. They didn't originate from love, and then they come here. The wife now starts making money for herself, and then she realizes that
and there's a lot of opportunities.
I'm even making more money than my husband.
Women in this country.
Exactly, and then this is a woman's country.
Yeah.
Because imagine.
There's hardly a job that you won't get in this country, as long as you are qualified, of course.
You don't even have to be qualified. There are some jobs that you just get on the whim because they think that you're good enough for the job. So, for example, your husband was making, say, 200,000 naira in Nigeria, and then you're doing a job of 50k, and then your husband was the one who bought your phone. Your husband was the one who bought your laptop. He would buy clothes for you, like maybe once in every 3 months, because he was making the money. And then you come here and then you realize that you're making, say, a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 kids, and then you're making like, say, £2,000 a month. Your husband is making like roughly the same amount, or you're even making more money than him. And then your house rent and everything, you guys combine, you guys pay everything together, you guys combine money for food, for bills, and you're now beginning to see yourself as an equal to your husband.
So,
then you begin to ask yourself, what's the point of even being with this man?
I know.
Because you didn't know that the main reason why you married that man in Nigeria was because of the fact that he was the provider. He was giving you everything. He was basically making your life comfortable.
So
you were not making up to
the
you.
marriages that crumble, you say they don't actually love each other.
It's
not
like
true.
I said, it's not really based on love. But how many marriages depend on love these days? I feel like love is like the least important value in marriages these days, because love is never enough.
It's never enough. I
love
know.
is never enough. I feel
Enough. Love cannot pay bills anyway.
Love will not pay bills in this country. Love can.
Anywhere, not even in this country.
Oh, love can. In Nigeria, you see people that are living in, I wouldn't say penury, but they're not making so much.
Like,
but they're still together, and I still love him. I still care about him. Blah 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 blah.
That's true.
But here,
this place is worse.
Now imagine this. Imagine a husband is earning 2,000 or 2,005. The house rent is 1,002. The bills, electricity, feeding, and everything is like 700. That's like what, 1,009, and then you have 600 left. And then you want to do fine boy. You want to take care of your kids. You want to buy school uniform and all of those things. But guess what? Your woman is not working, or your woman refuses to work. You know, I saw a video on TikTok yesterday.
It's possible for a woman to not work in this country.
I saw a video on TikTok yesterday. The man brought the woman and 2 kids, I think 2 or 3 kids, I'm not sure, to the UK. He's been the one doing everything, working and all of those things. But then the woman said she doesn't want to work. So the man refused, and what did she do? She called the Home Office. Yes, she called the Home Office on her husband. That's the kind of power women have in this country.
Yeah, I know. That's why most of them, they misuse the power.
Now the question is this: if they were back home in Nigeria,
what do you
and then your man is asking you to work, because your man is the one providing everything, who are you going to call? Nobody.
Nobody.
But because women feel or believe they have power in this country,
Upper hand.
they have upper hand. If you call the home office is not going to ask you questions.
No.
So what do you now want to do?
No.
They will most likely believe you as a woman.
They will. In fact, nowadays, I heard that you don't even have to have injury. If you call police that your husband beat you don't have to have any physical maybe injury. Just tell them it has been traumatizing him mentally, and that is it.
You think they're interested in investigating?
They don't want
whether
to know. The moment you call, that is it. But I don't know what happened. I'm a lady too, and I don't think it is a normal thing for a woman to be calling. And I know most men are animals. Don't get me wrong. Most men, they bring that same
not most men.
behavior.
No, not most men.
Okay, all men.
Some men.
Okay, so
But
all men. Because I have a friend. Let me just tell you this. I have a friend. I was going through what's his name? Joro on Instagram.
Yeah.
One day, most people used to write to Joro, "Dear Joro, I'm a Kinikon, I'm in the UK, I'm in the US, I'm a single man," and I just saw that particular name that my friend used to call the husband, because my friend used to post the husband very well on her status. And there's this particular, I'm not going to say the name, there's this particular name, and I saw, "Dear Joro, my name is Ben, I'm Kinikon, I'm in the UK, tell the person should email me this that." I was like, okay. And me, I like I like to know what is going on. I actually emailed that number, and
you did?
I did, really. And the person sent his number to me, and we started chatting. Like, where am I? I told him I was in London. I'm not obviously, I'm not staying in London. And I asked him where is he? He said he's in Manchester. And I said, "Is it marriage?" He said no. And then I was like, "Can I see your picture?" It turned out to be my friend's husband. I wanted to faint. And he just came to the UK less than 6 months then. Then I asked him, what is he doing? Then he wrote everything. I'm a IT. I've been in the UK for like 10 years. That was what he wrote for me. I was shocked. I didn't even know the right word to use. I'm not joking. I was really heartbroken. Then I had to call another friend of mine. Like, okay, babe, what do you think? Do you think I should tell this girl? Because it's not like we're very, very close, but she's my friend. But all those friends that you guys are not close, but you guys are friends, sha.
Okay, you guys, people have different types of friendships and all
that. She
that.
said, babe, you have to just tell her. You have to tell her, because this kind of guy is a dangerous guy. How can you be lying that you've been in the UK for 10 years? And you can just enter like 6 months. So I had to tell her.
Well,
I told her eventually when I called her, and I was telling her, she just started crying. Like, babe, what happened? She said, "Can I do a video call?" I said yes. Then I called her. Her face was swollen. The guy just beat her finish. The guy is a complete animal.
Okay, so me, I am 100% against.
Then I told her, why can't you call police on this guy? And she was like, she doesn't want them to arrest him. You see, that kind of person now, I don't know the right word to use for her. Just, like, on a low key, those kind of marriages, when we hear outside that this girl went to report to police, we start blaming the woman. Like, not be the husband bring her. Why is she doing like this? But we don't know what is going on in most marriages. That's the reason why I don't like to choke my mouth.
So I think it's on both. It's on both ends. Sometimes when you hear a story, you cannot judge. But who are we not to judge? Social media, you see things, you see a content on social media, or you see a video on social media. Are you going to meet the other person and be asking the other person questions? No. You have to judge right there, based on the information available to us.
For me, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel there should be a way that whatever animal behavior that you have back in Africa, just drop it, or else don't leave at all.
Let's be honest. I am totally against any form of abuse, like physical or emotional or mental abuse or whatever, because I feel like if you're no longer interested in your relationship with whoever you're dating, or your marriage is with whoever you're married to, I feel like you should just end it. And I think this is also the more reason why I would say this country is an eye opener for a lot of people, especially the ones that are coming from Africa, because they come here and then you realize that you are now becoming exposed to new things that now make you believe that you are actually not with your person because of love. You're just with that person because of maybe certain things that you are benefiting from them, and now that you can now provide for yourself, and now that you can now give yourself those things that you were getting from your husband, you now believe that it's not love. It was never love. So now, why am I with this person? So if you were married to this person in Nigeria because he was making so much money, or he was living in a good apartment, or he was driving a very good car, and now you're here, you can make your money, you can rent your own apartment, you can buy yourself a very good car. You don't even need to buy expensive cars. There are cars of 2,000, 3,000 pounds.
Of course,
Then you begin to ask yourself, so why am I with this person? Like, am I actually with this person because I'm in love with this person?
Any gadget of your choice, and you'll be paying whatever.
Phone contracts. People are doing phone contracts.
Laptop, whatever.
You can
give
even buy
yourself
a car.
whatever.
You can even buy a car on contract. There are banks that are going to finance your car loans and everything. So you realize that you can actually do those things yourself. So this is now the point where you now sit back and ask yourself, what do I really want in a relationship? What do I really want from a man? What do I really want from a woman? Okay, so you can now start providing answers to those questions. So I want a man who is ambitious. I want a man who is a great conversationalist. Or I want a man that is supportive emotionally. I want a man that would want to see me win. I want a man that would, that would be fine with me soaring high, making money without feeling inferiority complex. Back in Nigeria, they would say, a woman cannot make more money than her husband. Here, you might get to find a person with a different mentality who wants you to fly and achieve whatever you want to achieve,
really.
and
someone who doesn't happy for you.
Exactly. So you begin to ask yourself these questions, and then when you provide answers, you realize that you're actually with the wrong person. So I feel it's also one of the reasons why a lot of relationships, marriages are crumbling in the UK.
But another thing is that, do you feel most people will say before you travel, make sure you come with your husband and your wife. Oh, there's no husband here, there's no wife here. Oh. What do you think about that?
Well, men in this country, marriage is hard. Marriage is hard in this country. Let us be honest with ourselves.
If you come to this country,
let us be honest with ourselves.
You just become a baby mama at the end of the day.
You know that there's a reason why Cristiano Ronaldo is not married to his woman.
Yeah, I know.
They have 4 kids together, but that guy is not married.
Legally.
Why? He's probably protecting himself or protecting his assets because he thinks, if we divorce like this, 50%. But I think she also signed a prenup.
Yeah,
She also signed a prenup with him. He pays him a substantial amount of money every month. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of men think that the system, the UK system, is against men and men rights.
Of course.
So they feel like, why do I even need to go why do I even need to go into a serious relationship with this person? Or why do I even need to get married to this person? Because if I get married to this person, at the end of the day, I will still end up suffering. Because I've seen videos of how a man who has been married to this woman for 10, 15 years got kicked out for no reason. Probably, he cheated.
Even after kids.
Yeah, even after kids. And then you end up being a story of, he cheated on me,
and those
and
are
I don't
the
want
things
to.
that most women like just rub it on their body back in Africa. If your husband cheats, like, okay, as long as he tells you sorry. But I don't think there's any room for baby, I'm sorry.
Let's be honest with ourselves. I think the West is only the region where monogamy is a thing. Yeah,
I think so.
In a lot of other continents, monogamy is not really a thing.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, you see men with multiple wives.
It's not
You
big
see,
deal, really.
it's not a big deal. It's in this part of the world that women are so keen on keeping their man to themselves. Oh, I don't want my man
Of
to
course,
be
it's
someone
all
else,
mine,
blah blah
please.
blah blah. And
All
that.
mine.
So let us be honest with ourselves. It's only in this part of the world that monogamy is a thing. In other part of the world, a man can choose to be with multiple wives, or can have multiple wives, or choose to be with multiple women. It's also it's part of it. And I feel like men feel if they get married to a woman, they're going to be caged. They're going to feel caged. They're going to feel like they cannot do whatever they want to do.
But,
they are now
but why can't we have like a happy relationship and happy marriages here too?
Well, it depends on both partners. It depends on both parties, because we have to establish what we both want from each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, when you go on Inge, for example, and you check a woman's profile, you would see the part whether the woman values monogamy or polygamy. Or short-term relation. They won't put it there now. They won't put it. You think women will go and put, I just want short-term relationship, I just want a fling? No. Even the ones that want flings, they will put monogamy there. Meanwhile, they are the ones sleeping with different women too. They are sleeping with different women. I'm not saying all women are into this, but my point is that if you are in a relationship with someone, you have to speak with them. You have to speak about these things with them. Oh, me, I not like I only want to be with you. We can have open relationships if you want. I mean, there are women that are open to this. There are women that value open relationships.
Like, does open relationship work as open marriages too?
Yeah, it's basically the same. Like, we have an agreement to have sex with someone else. So wait,
in that kind of agreement, is it going to be like protected sex or just anybody?
No, that's
and I can catch you. And I will not mind.
You won't mind, because
really
you guys have had a conversation about it, and you have agreed to have sex with different with an opposite gender outside your marriage or outside your relationship. Now, the conversation has to be tailored to either whether you're doing it with one person or you are doing it with multiple people. You get, so you can say, oh, I have this man that I'm fucking, or I'm having a relationship with.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the only person that I'm having this thing with.
And your husband will not mind.
They are open relationships.
I've never seen
They don't care. They don't care. So you can have an agreement where the two parties would say, okay, would you be willing to maybe carry out some sort of run test on both of you to confirm that, oh, you guys are actually clean and safe to have sex with each other. So if you are having that conversation, then this solidifies that agreement, right? And there are some cases where they don't even care. If you want to have sex with anybody, just go ahead and have sex with anybody. But we are still together. And also, you know that sex, the way women view sex or perceive sex, is different from how men view sex.
Yeah, of course. It's nothing to you guys.
Women are emotional about sex. Now, a woman is having sex with the guy, and then she's having thoughts in her head.
The next thing, so what are we?
I'm having this. I'm doing this. But guy just
do whatever.
I just do whatever you do and move on. That is why you see a married man can be having sex with another woman outside and still tell you that he's in love with his wife and his kids. He's taking care of them, taking care of his responsibility. Meanwhile, he's having sex with someone else. He might even be telling that person outside that, see, there's nothing you can do that will make me leave my wife and my kids.
No matter what, I'm still going back to them.
They are the cocoa. So, guys and sex.
So it happens the same way it happens back in Africa. That's the same way it is here too.
Yeah, I mean, you think people don't cheat here?
Married and you still be, because I feel, where's the time? That is what I feel like.
People that cheat always find time. It is not about whether there is time or not. You cannot work 7 days.
And I feel it's very easy for you to cheat here because you can basically tell somebody you are going for night shift. They will not. You are going for night shift. There's day shift. There's night shift. You can just tell me.
You can even go on an invisible shift.
I will not be around. Cut now. I saw one TikTok video that the lady was asking her boyfriend out, babe, that was Valentine's Day. What's the plan for Valentine's Day? Like, no, I have shift though. Now so shift carry up, go dinner with another guy. So this is a shift. So the girl too went with another person, but a girl, like, she was bored. She now said, okay, babe, like a flatmate, let's go out together. Now so she just see the boyfriend and say, so this is the shift that you picked. So people can lie on shift. I think it's
The
easier,
system is flexible here.
easier to cheat here than
It-
back
it-
in Africa. Because which night shift do you want to go to in Africa?
But then that is it. It's easier to cheat here, right? Because back in Africa, the system is different. In Africa, it's always a 9 to 5. Well, people still do
But
run on
it's
shift,
very
but it's very,
rare.
very rare.
Very, very
So you
rare.
know your husband's routine. You know his schedule. You know that the husband will only leave the house to resume at 9, and then you know that he closes at 6.
It's very, very
But here you can
rare.
have different jobs. Your husband can just come and say, "Oh, I found another job in Colchester." Meanwhile, they live in London. And what are you going to do about it? You're not going to say, "Oh, you cannot do that job."
And
What if
tell
that's
you
the
that
time
is a better pay again.
you get?
And that is it.
And then you just have to accept it because it brings in more
More
money.
money.
And then you just succumb to that. So what if that shit is actually a woman? And he's coming here to just, relax and enjoy himself.
I feel cheating is more, how do I put it now? Like people will not really count it as cheating here because you feel like, okay, this man is very hardworking. He's going for
No way.
working.
The sole reason as to why a lot of marriages and relationships crumble in this country is as a result of cheating. I don't know about Nigerians, but a lot of British, American women or European women, they do not condone it.
Really?
Yes, they don't. If they catch you, you are off.
That's it.
That's why you see someone. That's why you see couples get married today, and then in another 2-3 months,
They are gone.
they are gone.
They don't forgive each other.
No. It is only in Africa that you see Nigerian woman understand the reason why
They will tell you
her
because
husband
of,
is cheating.
yeah, they will tell you, "Oh, I'm the one. It's because of me, it's cheating." Like, ow!
No, but wait. There's always a reason as to why people cheat.
Yeah, of course. So why can't the white people always make excuses for the men too? They don't.
So wait, let's look at it from this point of view. So imagine you know that what attracted me to you, or what captivated my mind when I saw you was the fact that you had a particular shape or a particular body shape, and you know how I feel about this particular body shape, and then for some reason you, in maybe 6 months or 1 year into our relationship or our marriage, and then I noticed that that shape is no longer there, and you don't care. Now this is a different thing entirely. If the change in shape or body size is completely out of your control. So say you just give birth and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, some women, they respond to these changes differently. Yeah. So if it's as a result of childbirth, I mean, it's totally understandable. But if it's as a result of you living a sedentary lifestyle or you doing whatever you want, and then for some reason the body shape is changing or it's turning out to become something that I find unappealing, and you do not for once sit down to think of, oh, what if my husband does not like this, or what if my partner does not like this?
Just feel we are married anyway.
We are married, so there's nothing that can happen again.
Nothing.
That would definitely push me out. Now, in a different scenario where I'm not going to say I want to cheat on you as a result of this. So I have decided to sit you down to tell you that wait, see, the thing is, you know that I appreciate this, I appreciate that, and you know that this is what I like or this is what I don't like. How about we start working on this together? Oh, we can even say I can even suggest a gym membership, and I would go with you just to motivate you, just to make it obvious that I actually want you. I want to be with you, and as a result of that, I want to put you in shape. I want to keep you in shape. I want to help you to be in shape. If you are not giving me that same energy, and it's looking as though you don't really care about what I want or what I value, how do you think I would feel?
I just feel like I'm married, so why would I want to stress myself on all this?
True, but then the guy would now begin to ask himself questions. Does she even care about what I want? Does she even care about what makes me feel loved or what makes me happy or what makes me?
She's selfish or something.
That's the word. She's actually selfish. So when we talk about marriage or relationship, it has to be a collaborative relationship where both partners converse about so many things that are important to them. I've seen cases where issues as tiny as change of TV station, or adding too much salt, or using a particular spicy or using a particular ingredient to make food can actually cause people to just resent each other.
That means they've had a lot coming. That was just a trigger.
Exactly. That's the resentment I'm talking about. So, for example, some people, maybe you do something. Maybe we're dating, for example, and then you do something that I don't like, and I feel like it's not that significant. So let me just keep it in. I don't want to be talking about it because I don't want her to think I'm nagging.
I think
so
it's all those small things.
all those tiny things. I just keep it to myself, and then something else happens again, maybe the following week, and then I don't want to discuss it again. And then the way our system works, it begins to pile up. It piles up to an extent where it becomes so huge that you begin to resent that person. Now, when you start resenting that person, then you feel like, I don't even want this person around me. No, it's not even getting to that. But you're not just vibing with this person. You don't want to talk to them, or you no longer feel that joy of having conversations with them.
Again.
And then if you don't talk about those things, because you still have the opportunity to talk about those things. If you don't talk about those things, what happens? It leads to maybe rejection. You begin to reject them. When they want to see you, say, "Oh, I'm working. Oh, I'm busy."
Start making excuses.
You start making excuses, and then at some point, you get tired of it, and then
that's it.
That's it.
Oh, well, put the bad and the ugly. Like, just tell me the best experience you've experienced so far here, the worst experience you've experienced, and the worst was.
The worst was.
So just pick it how you want it to be.
I think one horrible experience I've had here was when I went to work for a particular restaurant when I first came here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a card then, and then it was written on the job description that the train station is like 40 minutes away if you're to walk. So you need to find a means of transportation from the train station to the destination.
Yeah.
So I just told myself, I'm a Nigerian boy, man.
Nice.
I'll run it. I mean, Jimmy is just walk. I'll walk. And it was a night shift. It was an evening shift that was supposed to end at exactly, I think, 11:30 p.m. or thereabouts. So I said to myself that, even when I finish the shift, I'll just maybe get a boat to pick me up from that particular place home.
Taxi.
And that day, when I was going, it was so nice, and I mean, it was just working, chilling, and all.
Yeah?
It was okay.
Okay.
Only for me to finish my shift around 11:45, and then my manager said no, that you can't go yet. That you have to wait till we properly, clean and arrange everything. And I'm like, but my shift ended like 15 minutes ago. Why do I have to wait again? And then I had to wait till like 12:30 a.m. And then I started trying to book boats, right? And then of them were saying, they're not coming, that they're not going to that particular location. You're not coming again. What is going to happen? Now, that location to the train station, there was this, it was a tiny road, like a one-way road, and there's forest to your right, there's forest to your left.
So scary.
Like, it was so scary. No street light, nothing. And it was cold. Super cold. It was like -2 or something. So, I mean, I waited for about 30 minutes trying to book, and I couldn't get one. And I just put on my winter jacket, and then I started walking, and it was super scary. There was no car for like 20 minutes. And then when I got to the train station, there was no bed in that train station. I'm like, what is going on here? Is this train coming? My map said the train is going to come in like 20 minutes. Am I going to do this? Am I going to? And then I just sat there, so cold, and I was tired. And around about 25 minutes after, I saw the train. There was nobody in that train. You know all those vampire movies where you think everything, all doors will just open.
Yes.
And then the train came, and then what is going on here? Only me inside the train. And I was going to Stratford. I'm like, well, whatever happened today will happen. I don't even care anymore.
I know.
I just entered the train, and when I got to Stratford, I saw a bus that's going to my location. I said I had to wait for like another 30 minutes. So this was around 2:30 or thereabouts. And then when I entered the bus, I was 2 stops away from my location, and I slept off. oh God, this bus took me to at least 10 to 15 stops after
Your stop.
my own stop. I'm like, oh God, why? And then I started pressing the button, the button that allows the driver to stop at the next station, at the next bus stop. And then when I got to that station, I crossed to the other side to take another bus that will take me back home. And then I saw that I needed to sit down there for like another 25 minutes for the bus to come and take me to wherever.
So you spent your whole night.
Cold. I was so cold. From 12:30. I didn't get home until 3:45 that day. When I go, I just sat in front of the computer like, that was the day I deleted the app that gave me that job. I am not doing it again.
So the terrible
I lied. I said, no. I said I'm not doing it again. And I felt it deeply before I now got the next job. And then the next job was very close to the house. I would only spend like 10-15 minutes in the bus, and then I'm at my workplace. And I think I would say that that's actually my worst experience.
Is it like worse or just worse?
Maybe worse.
Okay.
Maybe worse.
Okay, so the good and the worse.
The worst is I think the worst was when I went on a date. I met a lady on the dating site.
Okay.
I have no idea what made me create an account on Tinder.
Oh, okay.
And I went on this dating site. I went on Tinder, and then I met this girl, and then we went out on a date, and we were sitting across each other, and we were talking, having a conversation. I thought she was a normal person, and then only for her to be stretching her legs
under the table.
On the first date. On the first date, Lola.
Oh my God!
I was so uncomfortable. I'm like, what's going on here? See, she the impression she gave me was that she's this, she's that. I thought we were going to have like a very good,
on the first date,
on
really?
the first date under the table. When all those porn videos where they'll tell you your stepmom wants to, and then this is exactly what I
putting her
legs, and I'm like adjusting my chair, putting my chair backwards, and it was a busy location. Like people were basically beside us, and then I was just telling myself, I hope people are not seeing us. I hope people are not. It got so unbearable. It became so unbearable that I had to leave. And so I think that's actually the worst. Like, London is crazy.
And you left her?
I left her. I blocked her ass. I think that would be.
But she's like she's showing you green lights everywhere.
So that's the thing. I didn't go on that date for that purpose. When you place someone on a high.
So you were disappointed or what?
Definitely I was disappointed because her profile was too good to.
For that kind of action.
Yeah, there's a huge contrast between what I saw on her profile and what she
displayed.
Our exhibition was top notch, and I just blocked her completely. I just blocked her. I think that's the worst that I've experienced. I told you, not all guys want to. Because
I just feel anybody that's been on a date, like the end result in your mind. You might want to deny it.
Not all guys want to do it on the first day. I've told you, there are times that you just see, because I have the things that I appreciate in a lady. Yeah. And when I say appreciate, the things that can actually trigger me to say that I want to smash this guy. That kind of stuff. Yeah, I like watermelon. They call me watermelon. When it's plenty,
I
know. Kind of
know.
stuff, and then it's plenty and sumptuous, and like,
yeah,
okay, this is quite interesting. So these are things that can actually make me say, oh, that first date, maybe something that can happen. But this particular day, I saw her profile, I felt like she might be that keeper that that
she looks like a potential.
For. She looked like a potential, someone I could build something with, and then for her to do that, it was a turn off, a total turn off.
Mm.
I mean, come on.
So
We're important too now.
I know, right?
Maybe she probably expected me to just accept it and then, but nah.
And that's it. So what's your best experience so far?
My best experience. What's my best experience?
Generally.
Well, I think my best. I think I would attribute that to my education.
Oh yeah.
I think I would attribute that to my education
because it was not easy. Yeah?
It wasn't easy, and in my school, there are so many people that actually failed their exams. Not so many. There are some people that actually failed their exam, and I cannot imagine to be in that situation. I had to put in all the work, and at the end of the day, it paid off. It paid off. The money. It was expensive. The tuition fee was expensive, and then the money that I had to spend. My school is in Central London. I will have to leave East London for Central London like 3 times a week, and then I still have to go to work. So at the end of the day, I am incredibly grateful that I completed my studies, and it wasn't easy at all. It wasn't easy. So I would say that yes, I can see the value of my money. So I would say I would attribute that to my education.
So guys, that was my friend Jerry, and I hope you enjoyed this first episode. So you can let me know if there's anything you want us to talk about on our coming episode, any adjustment, anything you want us to talk about, and if you want to be a guest on the show, kindly reach out to me. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow on Instagram, email me, anyone, and I'm good with it. Thank you very much for being part of my first episode, and I hope to see you the next time. I'll bring you someone very, very interesting the next time, and also there will be an episode very soon where I'll talk about my own personal experience. As I've said before, that it will be majorly about me and others, obviously. So thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Bye.